A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Chayei Sarah. We have, after the whole event of Avraham Avinu having to bury his wife, come home from the Akedah, find his wife had died, finding out that his wife had died because of the Akedah itself. Hashem, the pasuk says that Hashem berachs Avraham bakol, that God blessed Avraham Avinu with everything. Very difficult to understand. Bakol, with everything? If you look at Avraham Avinu's life, especially since 75, he's been a nomad traveling around, standing up against the rest of the world, having to be in a place, then be exiled from a place, having his wife threatened, all of the events that took place to him, being thrown into a fiery furnace, being asked to leave everything behind him, then having a son who he couldn't leave in the house after his second son was born, not having children for so long, then finally having a child and God coming and telling him, go take that child and bring him up on top of the mountain and go slaughter him, having to go through that trauma of the Akedas Yitzchak, everything that Avraham Avinu had to live through. It's hard to say Vashem Berachas Avraham Bakol, that he gave him everything. It sounds almost like he gave him nothing. Now, rabbis have many different ways of understanding what it means that Hashem Berachas Avraham Bakol. He gave him a daughter, other things that they explain. But maybe there's another way to understand what God gave to Avraham Avinu. You know, there are really two types of people. There are positive and negative people. There are things that happen in a person's lifetime that no matter what happens, they always see positive things. They look at things and everything is so amazing. Everything is so beautiful, so wonderful. I'm married to a person like that. That everything is positive, everything is great, everything is awesome. But then there are people that are fabissiner mentioned, that are so bitter that everything that happens, no matter how amazing, they can go to the most beautiful family simcha and they can find something wrong with it. They can have the most beautiful thing that happens to them and they can find something wrong with it. Everything is negative. Everything is a difficulty. What's the nafkamina? What's the difference between the two? Why is it that some people see things so positively and some people see only negativity, only warts, only problems, only things that are not right? Because I really think that it depends on the outlook of a person. There are some people that see life in snapshots. They see particular things that are happening, and therefore they're looking at each particular thing, and they're evaluating each particular thing on its own. There are other people that see the panoramic view. There are other people that see big picture. And they see, look, today might not have been a great day, but in the past 10 days and then in the next 50 days, this is an unbelievable step that I'm taking. It's a step, and sometimes a little bit difficult step, but it's just a step in a much larger picture. People that are able to see a larger picture are able to be happier. People that are seeing things just in a snapshot view. So then you micromanage every single snapshot. You look at every single little piece. And of course, all you're going to see is negativity. Someone once gave me a very beautiful gift. They gave me a picture of my wife and I. And that picture was made up of many, many little pictures that happened through our lifetime. And it's an amazing creation. But it gives you such an incredible insight into this that if you look at every little picture, so then some of those pictures weren't really such happy pictures and weren't taken at such good times. They weren't really very good photography. But if you look at the larger scope, if you look at the panoramic view, so then it's really something amazing. And that's what Hashem Berachas Avraham Bakol. That's what it means. That God blessed Abraham with koil, with everything, with the ability to be able to see everything, the ability to be able to see the big picture. And that's how Avraham Avinu was able to come off of the Akedah. He was able to have all of these events that were happening to him, and each one of them didn't drag him down because he was looking at it in a much larger context, in the context of his life, in the context of the life of the Jewish people, in the context of the life of eternity. And when you look at things in that context, then they look very, very different. Torah tells us, "V'yitein Avram es kol asher lo Yitzchak," that Avram gave everything that he had to Yitzchak. You know what he gave him? He gave him the kol asher lo. He gave him that perspective, that ability to be able to see big picture. He gave that to Yitzchak. Harachamanu Yivarich. Not only did he give it to Yitzchak, but he also gave it to Yaakov, and he gave it to you and to me. Harachamanu Yivarich Hasanu. So God should bless us and everything we have. Like He blessed our forefathers, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Bakol Mikol Kol. That He blessed them with kol, with the ability to be able to see the big picture. And that's exactly what Yishmael tried to steal from us. Yishmael tries to make our lives miserable and to make us focus on the now, on the pain of the now, on the difficulty of the now. As the Torah tells us, that Yishmael Yodoi Bakol. His hand is in everything. His hand is in the kol, is in the panoramic view. It's in the big picture. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to foul that up. But that's what our roots are. Our roots are the ability, Hashem Berech Zavram B'Kol. God blessed us with kol, with an ability to be able to see a big picture. When we're not seeing the big picture, that means that we're not exercising that gift that God gave us, that made us part of our DNA, that we're missing that gift. We're missing that ability to be able to look and to see big picture. Because when you look and see big picture, even the stuff that's a little gray and it's a little dusty and a little dirty, that stuff is all part of the larger panorama. And if it's part of the larger panorama, you can see a beauty, you can see an amazingness in that also. Life is too short to nitpick and to focus on petty small things. We have to remember always, look at the big picture. And in the big picture, Hashem Beirach es Avram. Life is filled with the most incredible, awesome blessings. We should only be so lucky to be able to be like the children of Avram, of Yitzchak, and of Yaakov, that we can possess this ability to see kol, mikol, kol, that we have the ability to be able to see the big picture. The more we see the big picture, the happier we'll be. We should have an awesome, beautiful, amazing Shabbos.